Stop selling features. Start selling what the customer needs. Let me tell you something I see quite often in sales. A customer walks into a store looking for a new phone, and before the salesperson even understands what the customer needs, they start talking. This phone has a 200 megapixel camera, a 256 gigs of storage, a 16 gigs RAM, a 6.7-inch display. It has AI features. And the salesperson is thinking, I'm selling the phone. But you're not. You're describing the phone. And there's a big difference between describing a product and selling it. Because here's a question I want you to ask yourself. What is the customer going to do with those features? Let's say I'm the customer and you tell me, this phone has 256 gigs of storage. Okay, but what if I don't take a lot of pictures? What if I don't record a lot of videos? What if I don't download a lot of apps? Maybe I don't need 256 gigs. Maybe 128 gigs is more than enough for me. So if you immediately start selling me that 256 gigs phone because you think bigger specifications means a better sale, you might be selling me something I don't need. And this is where I think a lot of salespeople get it wrong. They start selling the product before they understand the customer. So, what should you do instead? Ask questions. Before you recommend the phone, understand the person standing in front of you. Ask them, what do you mainly use your phone for? Do you take a lot of pictures and videos? Do you use it for work? Do you play games? And what don't you like about your current device? And now you are getting information. You are not guessing anymore. You are qualifying. Let's say a customer tells you, I take a lot of videos because I create content and I constantly run out of storage. Now the 256 gigs means something. You can say, based on what you have told me, I think the extra storage will actually benefit you because you take a lot of videos and you're already running out of space. Now you're not just saying, this phone has 256 gigs. You are actually explaining why those 256 gigs actually matters to the customer. And that's selling. The 256 gigs is the feature, the extra storage is the benefit. But the reason it's relevant is because you asked the right question first. And here's another mistake I see. Sometimes salespeople decide before they even speak to the customer, this is the phone I'm going to sell. And then everything that the customer says gets ignored because the salesperson is trying to get them into that particular device. But your job isn't to find a product and then find a customer for it. Your job is to understand the customer and then find the product that fits them. So instead of saying, here's a phone I want you to buy, you should be able to say, based on what you have told me, I've got two options that I think will work well for you. Maybe one is the better value option, and maybe the other gives them a little more performance, storage, and camera capability. Then explain the difference. This one will do everything you told me you need, and it's the more affordable option. Then there's this one. It's a little more expensive, but because you told me you take a lot of videos, you're getting more storage and a better camera quality. Now you're giving the customer a choice, but notice something important. You're still controlling the conversation. The customer feels like they are making the decision, and they are. But you're the salesperson who guided them there. That's what I mean when I say, give the customer the control of the decision, but maintain control of the process. You control the process by asking the questions. You control the process by qualifying. And you control the process by narrowing down the options. And then you allow the customer to make an informed decision. Now, this doesn't mean you should show the customer 10 different phones, because that can create confusion. Your job isn't to give the customer more choices. Your job is to give them better choices. Once you have qualified them, recommend one or two products that make sense for their needs. You are not giving them endless options. You are filtering the choices for them. And that's part of your value as a salesperson, because customers don't necessarily need you to tell them everything that's available. They need you to help them figure out what is relevant to them. So here's the practical lesson I want you to take into your next shift. When a customer walks into your store and says, I'm looking for a new phone, don't immediately start talking about the phone. Talk about the customer. Ask questions. Find out what they are using the phone for. Find out what's frustrating them about their current device. Find out what's important to them. Then take that information and recommend the right product. And when you're talking about the features, don't just list them. Connect the features to something the customer told you. Don't say, this phone has 256 gigs. Say, you've told me you're constantly running out of storage because you take a lot of videos. That's why I recommend this option. It gives you more room for the way you use your phone. Now the customer understands. And more importantly, the customer understands why you're recommending it. And that's selling. Because at the end of the day, customers don't care about your product specification as much as they care about what those specifications are going to do for them. So remember this, don't sell the feature, understand the need, connect the feature to the need, and then let the customer make the decision. Because the best salesperson isn't the person that can talk the most about their product. It's the person who can understand the customer well enough to recommend the right product for them. If you find this helpful, subscribe to the channel because every week I'll be sharing practical sales lessons like this. Things you can apply immediately, whether you're new to sales or you've been doing it for years. And remember this, stop selling features and start selling what the customer actually needs. I'll see you in the next video.